Hi my lovelies, welcome back to Heels in Business. I was thinking about this year and what a year it has been, and whilst it has not gone to plan at all and no one could have imagined living in this world that we are currently in, I was thinking, well, it hasn't all been bad, and I thought I would take some time, seeing as it is almost the end of the year, to do a bit of self-reflection on the good and the bad and really try and take away some things, positive things that I learned about myself this year. In today's video, I'm going to share my top 6 things I've learned about myself this year. And in number 1 position, it's going to be how much I truly miss traveling. I always knew I loved traveling. It's why I had the job that I have, but being not able to travel and visit all the different places this year has made me realize just how much I miss it. And for me, there were lots of positives that I got out of traveling. With work, I went to places that I probably wouldn't have picked for myself to go on holiday. I went to places like Saudi Arabia, Russia, and for me, it was such an education going to these places, experiencing their culture, their food, meeting the people. And there's nothing like actually going to these countries to really learn. And also personally for me, with healthcare, it really opened my eyes to the differences of how healthcare is delivered in different countries. It was also really great for my mental well-being. I realized that traveling made me feel alive, the interaction, not having this monotonous routine as well. So despite the tiredness that came with the travel, it is something that I truly enjoyed. And even if I had days off work and a vacation, I would choose to use those days to go on holiday. So I pretty much, whenever I had spare time, would always be traveling somewhere. So that is something I truly miss, and something I look forward to getting back to when life is semi-normal, whatever that semi-normal is. In number 2 position is routine, having a regular routine. Now that is almost contradictory to my first one where I said I love traveling and not having the same monotonous daily routine. But when I say routine, I'm really talking about going to sleep and waking up at a regular time and getting a regular amount of sleep every night. And as much as I love travel, the downside to that was the jet lag, pretty much. It was often the case that I would be traveling somewhere, get there for say 2 a.m. in the morning, sleep for a few hours, be up again, go straight into a meeting a few hours later, then finish my meeting, get onto a plane, and then get back home or go on to the next location. And that resulted in, say, going forward in time, going back in time, and it was really confusing for my body. And I definitely know I was really tired and exhausted when I was home. And the upside to the pandemic and being forced to stay at home was that I finally had this routine of going to bed at a regular time, getting 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, I need 8 hours of sleep. I function a lot better. But I really appreciate that. And I also realised just how tired I was. After about 2 months of being in the UK, I really started to appreciate what normal felt like. So whilst I still remain that I miss travelling and I want to get back to it, the only difference I would change is probably the amount, and be really conscious of getting a good night's sleep and having some routine. At number 3 is money management and investments. Now, because I had a better routine and I wasn't as tired, this year I had more time to learn how to manage my finances better and educate myself. And it's something that I knew I didn't give a lot of time to, and I should have. I've been on a fairly good salary for a while, but also have had bonuses, and I've always been aware that I shouldn't just spend the money on things. I need to really think about how to invest my money. But I was really lazy. I was tired, and so when I was home, I wasn't really spending the time thinking about how to manage that money better. A good few years ago, I used what is called a robo-investor, and it's where you sign up to a platform, and it uses a computer algorithm to invest your money depending on your level of risk. Now, that was really easy to use. I used a platform called MoneyWise. I looked at a few and I picked MoneyWise, and it was fine. Super easy to use, but I didn't see that much return on my investment over that first year or two. And my husband has always been an advocate of investing in stocks and has always been trying to encourage me to invest my money a lot better than I had been. But essentially I was lazy. I wasn't doing it. But this year I had time to do it. So I spent time educating myself. I found really good YouTube channels. I read articles online to really learn about how to invest my money. And one of the YouTube channels that I found personally really useful was Graham Stephans' YouTube channel. Highly recommend you visiting his channel. He has lots of different videos about how to invest your money, whether it's in the stock market, real estate. And what I quite like about his videos is that he gives you these real life examples of different scenarios that people take with their money, and also the understanding that you don't need to be earning a lot of money to be wise and make good choices and to build up your wealth. And yeah, for me, that was an eye-opener. One piece of advice that he's given that's really stuck with me is structuring yourself to save about 50% of your income. Now, that's a lot harder when you're older and you've got commitments, but great advice for when you're younger. So it's something that I'm now telling my nieces and nephews and anyone else that I know who's a lot younger, who's in that position, to really start saving 50% of your income and investing. And when I say saving, investing your money into the stock market as an example. So in short, I now take about 50% of my income every month and invest into the stock market. I have chosen to invest in ETFs, and I'm not going to go into explaining what that means, but if you would like to know more, please comment below and I will do a specific video on investments. At number 4 is fitness, and of course it would be. Anyone that knows me knows how important working out is, and one of the downsides to the travel and not having that regular routine was that I could not work out as regularly as I wanted to. And obviously, because I've been here every day, I have actually been able to work out a lot more regularly, more than I've ever been able to in the past. So that's a positive. In addition to that, I've taken up running. I can't say I love running, but I have actually been getting out more and enjoying it a bit more than I had in the past. In addition to that, I decided to learn how to cycle this year. Yes, as an adult, I learned how to cycle. I bought myself an e-bike, and I've really been enjoying that as well, and just having the time to get out. It was a bit scary learning to cycle at first. I can't say it was always fun, but now I'm building up my confidence, and it's just another thing that's nice to do to get out and to keep fit. And of course, when the gyms are not closed due to lockdown, I get to go to the gym regularly too. At number 5 is friends and family. Where I've been here more in the UK, I've actually spent more time, I believe, with friends and family, despite the lockdown and when we haven't been able to see each other. I think I've been able to either be in contact more via the phone, having video calls, and also when we're not in lockdown, seeing them more. So this has really made me appreciate that time with them. And I have to admit, where I was traveling so much before, I probably didn't feel that sentimental about leaving the UK. And I honestly think now, when I do, and if I do finally leave, I will feel a lot more sentimental about leaving my friends and family. At number 6, and the last thing, is location and the importance of having a really good location where you live. In some ways, I've always known this and appreciated it, but having moved a couple of times this year, it's really highlighted the importance of living somewhere good in terms of proximity to restaurants, things that you can do, your friends and family. As an example, when we were in Ebbsfleet, I loved the fact that it was just a 17-minute train into London. I loved that. And here in Maidstone, as an example, I love that we don't need a car. We can walk to everything that we need is walking distance away. In addition, there's a river. I appreciate the scenery here, going for a run or cycle. And that's really stayed with me this year. It's really highlighted wherever we go next, and assuming that is the USA, how important that location will be. And obviously very fitting because we are intending to move again sometime soon. Well, there you have it, the 6 things I learnt this year. Thanks for watching Heels in Business. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and comment below. I would love to know what you've learnt this year.